It's 6:30 a.m. Sunday morning, folks, so grab your coffee, sit down, and enjoy Laura Crowley, Doug DeForest, coming to you almost live from Houston, the biggest little city in Texas County. It's the people, sights, sounds, and tastes of downtown Houston after hours. Now here's your hosts, Doug DeForest and Laura Crowley.
Welcome back, folks, to Downtown Houston After Hours. I'm your special guest host, Rita House.
That's right, and I'm Doug DeForest. Rita, you just do a great job stepping in for Laura whenever she's away. I just think it's great.
Well,
now,
I think a lot of Miss Laura.
Yeah, I do too. And I'm going to tell you something. Rita actually started out as our makeup lady, and she keeps me from looking like a sad raccoon. And, well, she tries. It doesn't always work.
It's kind of melting today.
Yeah, it kind of puts it inside. Now, you know, one of the things that we've noticed over the weeks is how you've matured as a spokesperson, a host. No, I mean, it's because from the first show when you just kind of went, I don't know what I'm doing now, to just being your Gabby self, which is what you do on TV, you know.
Well,
that's what
I
we're
do
supposed
gab
to do.
a lot.
Well, so do I. I'm Gabby, you know, and so you know, the TV works for all of us Gabby folks. Now, on the show this week, let me see, we have Ian Driesel, my son, the 2-Minute Chef's going to stop by, and instead of being on tape, he's going to give us his summer secrets for great recipes.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to pick his brain.
I tell you what, he's my son, and I make him cook for me. That's some cooking right there, I'm telling you. He lives right here in Houston, Missouri, the greatest little town in America. Salute. And let me see, who else on the show? Rainey Rush is going to be coming on. We're going to talk with her about some of her exploits and all about her singing. This will be her second week on the show in a row.
I love hearing her talk.
Oh, yeah, she's great. She's great. We don't mind having her anytime she wants to come.
And she's cute as button.
Well, she is. I think so. She's just pretty. She had these little earrings on her, like taking care of business Elvis earrings. Did you see
I saw those.
Yeah, and I was like, the first time she came over and I was talking to her, I thought, I have ADHD, and I thought, oh God, I'm gonna go and look at the earring the whole time. So tell us about yourself, Rainey. And look at the earring. I don't know, but so we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're doing it outside, you know, because well, it's summertime.
Right.
It's a great place to be is outside, and that's what Ian's going to talk about is great recipes for the grill and for just sitting around the porch and having a good night.
I can't wait.
I can't either. You want to get into the show?
Let's go.
All right, folks, we're going to pay a couple bills here for the great Houston merchants, and when we come back, a whole lot more of
Downtown Houston After Hours.
Don't go away.
Hi, Brady. How are you?
Corner Express Shell is Houston's only locally owned and operated convenience store where we treat you like family.
At Corner Express Shell, we treat you right, one smile at a time. Corner Express Shell, Houston, Missouri.
We've been making landmarks in Houston for years. You can be a landmark too. Come on by.
Here for you, Landmark Bank. Here for you.
Time for some downtown Houston after hours shout outs. Shout out to United Country Realty Kabul in Houston, Barb Head 967-2221 or Stacy Matherly 962-4711 in Kabul. Texas County's only national real estate franchise. Mike Anderson, your prosecuting attorney. Remember, vote Anderson for proven leadership. Mike Anderson, the right choice for prosecutor. Hyatt Land Title, 1215 South Sam Houston, phone 967-0238. Justin Shelby, your State Farm agent, 6783 Highway 63, phone 967-4152. H&S Flea Market, 8145 North Highway 63, phone 967-1555. Shout out to Neil Sporting Goods, 213 North Grand, phone 967-4444. Shout out to Dr. Joe Richardson, DDS, 321 South 2nd Street, phone 967-4528. That's just some of our downtown Houston after hours area shout outs.
Well, Rita, one of my favorite times of the show is when we introduce the 2-Minute Chef, but lo and behold, we have him right here.
He's here.
That's Ian Driesel. Ian, you got on some nice shades there. I just got those from the cameraman.
I did.
He didn't realize it was going to be this warm.
No.
Brings us up to the topic for today. Tell folks some things they can do to beat the summer heat with great foods. You know, people know that you're basically a well-trained chef. You've worked at Sydney Street in St. Louis. You've worked all over, and now you're going to tell us how we can feed our guests on these hot summer days.
I would really do like a cold soup, like a gazpacho, like tomato, cucumber, gazpacho, or you can do any sort of fruit puree as a soup. It's really good.
Now, for those of us who are silly, what's gazpacho? Because I've had one cold soup and I loved it. It was a tomato basil soup.
Gazpacho is similar to tomato basil soup. It's a tomato cucumber soup with clamato in it, and it's just really light and refreshing. You can do it in little shot glasses. It makes a nice presentation and really gets the palate cleansed for a good meal.
You aren't a big fan of cooking inside in the summertime, are you?
Not really. No. I like to grill. I like to get out there on the grill and
steak.
Yeah, a nice steak is always good.
So
well, now tell folks
tonight.
tell folks how to pick meat, because I'm terrible at it. I've seen you pick some great steaks. What do you want to look for when you go to a store to pick something for the outdoor barbecue? What's the first thing you look for?
Well, if you're looking at a steak, you're looking at intermuscular fat. As all the fat on the outside is just wasted weight, and you're paying for something that you can't eat. What you're looking for is that inside the meat that you eat, the little marbling of fat inside of it. Same goes with pork. Pork's the same way. You can see intermuscular fat in pork. Chicken is always good on the grill because it's good to cook real fast at a high heat. Anything like that is really where you need to go.
So that's my problem. I'm shopping by what's cheapest.
Yeah.
And if I would switch and, then my food might taste
Well, I
a
mean,
little
you
bit
can
better.
you can really go for something cheap. Pork's a little bit cheaper if you want to go with some pork steaks or something like that. Chicken's super cheap.
Ian actually told me once about the fact that you can choose a cheap chuck steak, but if you do it right and has enough bone marrow in it, then it can actually be as tasty as an expensive steak, right, Ian?
Well, yeah, no, I don't. The chuck steaks are all right. I like if I'm doing something a little less expensive. If you can find a hanger steak, they usually go for about $2 a pound.
What's a hanger steak?
A hanger steak. There's only one on every cow. It's right behind the tenderloin, and it just hangs down in between the back legs, and
hence they call it
the hanger steak.
Hanger steak.
But I mean, grilled, you just have to cut it against the grain, and it's delicious. The same goes with a flank steak or a skirt steak or anything like that.
How did we switch to meat?
I don't know, but I'm really hungry now.
We got Rita got us into steaks, I think, and now we're grilling. But I want you to give the folks out there for this week, I want you to hand just right here, instead of us running it, we're going to run it on here at the 2-Minute Chef. Tell us your favorite recipe for a fruit like sorbet or a fruit puree or something that would really be light, fun, and quick to make.
I made it on the show before. My favorite fruit recipe is got to be berries and cream. You can use any sort of fruit, seasonal fruit, but you just make a creme anglaise. Recipe is 6 eggs, quarter cream, a shot of Grand Marnier, and 6 ounces of sugar.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Grand Marnier, people don't realize that's one of the neatest things to cook with. It's flavorful.
Yeah, and it brings a lot of orange pop to your recipe, a little bit of acidic zest.
I think we would be calling that in the Ozark terms a wang. It kind of gives it a wang.
Gives it a little wang.
So you put that together, and you can use any fruit in that. You whip it hard so the cream is nice and.
Well, what you do is you get your cream, bring it to a boil, shut your heat off, take your egg yolks and your sugar, whip them together in a bowl, temper your cream into the egg yolks, and then keep it on the stove until it reaches a nice consistency
Yum.
with the creme anglaise inside.
In my mind, I'm thinking, we're going to be doing that event for Task Shelter. Wouldn't it be an awesome fundraiser if Ian could do some cooking for us and we work something out for people to come and
I am
purchase
planning on
food?
cooking for the Task.
Awesome.
Yeah,
For the
fundraiser.
Awesome.
They've already asked me, and I agreed to it.
Because we're going to be right here on KOZL. It graciously gave us a nice break. We're going to be on a Saturday night at 7 p.m. We're going to be announcing it very soon. And we're going to be raising money to save this shelter. Because, Ian, you have animals from the shelter. So
I do, and we foster animals from the shelter on the regular. So.
Yeah, like you have the puppy today is one you're fostering.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun because the kids get to play with them, and then when they're ready to be adopted out, they already have love.
Yeah, they're nice and socialized and ready to go to a new family.
So you would call it animal fostering, and do they invite the public to be a foster parent?
Yes.
They do. And you know the number out there? Because I don't know.
It is 967-0700.
and just tell them you want to be a foster parent for some of these animals, because folks, that's where it's at.
Literally, they get dozens of requests a day for new animals to come into the shelter, and they definitely need some new foster parents.
Awesome.
Now, do you have any recipes for great dog food for the puppies?
No.
That would be cute too.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cute to have on the show.
Yeah.
I could probably do something like that.
Definitely have something that day.
Yeah, like dog treats that people can make, because I know your Aunt Glenna, she makes dog treats all the time for her dogs.
Yeah.
You can actually come up with one of those. See,
We brainstorm many ideas.
we just
on this
gave you
show.
an idea. High five. Rock.
We rock.
Yeah. Okay, well, Ian, thanks for stopping by, and thanks for spending this time with us and being with us every week on the 2-Minute Chef. We really like your stuff.
Yes, I have tried your recipes.
And you know what? Being my son, I'm a little prayer partial. I think you rock pretty hard, dude. Really proud of you. Well, folks, don't go away, because when we come back, there'll be great entertainment and more great stuff right here on
Downtown Houston After Hours.
I was hoping you didn't forget the name. We'll be right back.
Why move your family or your business to Houston? Because Houston has it, an open and friendly government.
And our airport with a 3,500-foot runway and new offices and hangars.
Very little crime, safe streets, and a caring community.
Houston also has one of the 13 remaining drive-in movie theaters in the state of Missouri.
A full-time director of economic development and a booming industrial park.
Living in Houston, you're part of a very caring community.
Houston Schools provides 21st century skills for college and career readiness.
A 9-hole golf course with lots of fun for the whole family. Free lessons given as well. Many lakes, streams, and rivers just a short drive away. Beautiful homes just waiting for you. Did we mention our caring community?
So if you're considering moving your family or business to Houston, we hope you'll consider Houston, because Houston has it.
Hi, this is Caleb Arthur, owner of Missouri Sun Solar. I'm here to talk to you today about how we can replace your electric bill forever. We have products where we can put solar panels on your roof and start out with $0 down and zero money out of pocket. We can do residential and commercial. Here are a few looks at the jobs that we have
Let
done.
Missouri Sun Solar show you how to stretch that dollar for energy savings and take it all the way to the bank.
You can contact us at 417-413-1786 or go to our website, sunsolar-us.com, or you can come by our location here in Houston, Missouri at 1719 US Highway 63.
Missouri Sun Solar, not just the right choice, the bright choice for your family's future. Shout out to the Office Bar, 116 North Grand, phone 967-7128. Our friends at Double R Pond, 203 South Grand, phone 967-2706. Barnhart Financial, 1463 Sam Houston, phone 967-4700. Shout out to Bob's Barbershop, 112 North Grand, 217-9719. Shout out to Animal Shelter of Texas County, 6931 East Highway 17, phone 967-0700. Shout out to Darren's Body Shop, 8100 Mineral Drive, Houston, phone 967-3074.
Crazy, I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. I knew you loved me as long as you wanted, and then someday you'd leave me for somebody new. Worry, why do I let myself worry? Wondering
Downtown Houston After Hours. Rita, what'd you think of that song?
Utterly amazing.
Don't you love that? This little girl can sing.
She can.
This is Rainey Rush, y'all. Now, Rainey, we're so happy to have you up here on the show. Even though you're not from Houston, it's your first trip here. What do you think?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Nice night, isn't it? Actually, it's morning, but you know, we're shooting it at night, so we're gonna go ahead and talk. Yeah, we're shooting it at night. It's not morning.
It's not
yet,
too much night. I've still got my sons on.
That's right. Now, so you came up here today to shoot this show, and you really didn't have. I talked to you last night. You really had no idea what we were about to do, did you?
No, sir, not at all.
And I've been working with Rainey in the studio, and she's a very talented young lady, Rita. But one of the things that really thrilled me about her that I did not know, the other night I got a chance to catch Oliver, to play Oliver Twist, and Rainey played, what was your character's name?
She was Nancy.
Nancy.
Yeah.
And Nancy was the town harlot, kind of, right? She was kind of the,
yes.
But she turned out to be a very important piece. I had never seen Oliver. Have you seen Oliver?
I have not seen Oliver.
It's a great play because I hate plays. I went because my niece Jessica was in the play. I didn't even know you were in it, so I walk in, I'm late, and you're singing the big number. And I just thought, wow, who is that singing? Because I had not talked to you, didn't know you was in the play. And so I'm like amazed with his voice, this person up there singing, she's emoting and giving it all she got. And then I seen her dad behind the snack bar, and I went, wait a minute, that's Rainey.
He's like, I know, she's my Rainey.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I looked at David and I said, is that? He goes, yeah, that's Rainey. Okay, I'm going to go back to my basement now. Because I obviously spent too much time down there. Now, Rainey, so what is that? Was that your first play?
Well, in 8th grade, I participated in Annie, but this was my first play with a big role.
Yeah. And I'm going to have you actually get on stage here when we're done and sing that song. Because the song I walked in the doors and I heard this voice. I knew it sounded familiar, you know, but I work on it with pop songs.
Right.
I did not realize, folks, the depth that these kids have nowadays. It's just, where did you draw that voice from? Because that's a whole other voice than the one we use for pop or for gospel, or it's a whole, you know, theater's a whole other vibe. And so, how did you find that voice? Because I know as singers, we have to find a voice for these things. Where did you go to get that?
I really just had to dig into my character. I needed to get Nancy before I played. I played with her a lot.
Yeah. Well, you know, and you turned her kind of into more of a southern British girl. and actually, and you'd love this, Rita, the boy that played Oliver. Oh man, he was awesome. And the what's the part that Grant played?
Dodger.
The Artful Dodger. These kids didn't fumble a line, or did you? Did you just hide it good?
I think sometimes we hit it very well.
Yeah, because I mean, I was amazed by it. So one of the things I know that you're wanting to do with your life is music.
Yes.
And Rita's a big lover of gospel music, as am I. And I know that Christ is the center of your life, and it's something that you are not ashamed of at all, which you should not be. And but tell folks how you balance your Christian life with your secular music and secular life with your Christian music. Have you ever thought about that? Because there is a balance to that, you know. I mean, you know, you live in the world but not of the world, you know. And so, so you know, it's kind of one of those things where you don't, as long as the subject matter is tasteful, right? You can sing about it.
And
right?
I would think that it would be more hard for teenagers today than when I was a teenager. I see the things you have to go through. So how do you balance that?
Well, I really just have to. I pray a lot. I just have to keep myself true to my religion. I talk to my parents about it a lot. My grandparents, they all keep me really in line with my balance.
Yeah, well, you know, and it's important in this life. A lot of the parents don't help their kids get balanced. I know at school you probably see that on a daily basis. Kids that just
it comes from a start at home.
Yeah, kids have no home life, you know, and it's if there's any parents out there listening to this and have thought I could do better with kids, what kind of advice would you give them?
That's a difficult question.
Isn't it? You feel like you're one of the Miss America, don't you?
I would really say just try to really be involved with your kids.
Right.
Because even though you think that you're hoarding it on their life, you're really not. Because it really matters to them.
Right.
And
even if they act like it doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, kids.
So what's your opinion on boundaries for teenagers? Being a mom who's had some teenage children, and I'm raising another one, I see a lot of parents don't know boundaries.
Discover your country at our country. Golden Hills, a master planned equine community. Come for a day, a weekend, or plan your entire vacation at our fully staffed, fully stocked, equine-based thrill of a lifetime. At Golden Hills, we have everything covered. Enjoy a great meal. Take in the beauty. Ride horses on one of our many trails, sure to thrill both the experienced rider or the first timer. Beauty everywhere you look at Golden Hills. Kick up your heels to a live band at the end of the day, or just relax and listen. Golden Hills has it all. Located just east of Raymondville in the heart of the incredible Missouri Ozarks. Take scenic Highway B and follow the signs to an outdoor wonderland, or phone 417-457-6222. When it comes to horseback adventures, all roads lead to Golden Hills. Corner Express Shell wants to tell you one thing. If you try RV gas in your old clunker, you might see a magical change from that clunker into something very special, a high-performance limiter. Try V-Gas at Corner Express Shell, the last locally owned and operated convenience store in Houston, Missouri. From the first look at Crowley's Homeworks, you will notice the thousands and thousands of ideas for any home project. Crowley's Homeworks has the best selection in the country. You don't have to drive miles to make your home beautiful. Just come on out to Crowley's Homeworks, 3 convenient locations to serve you. Crowley's Homeworks, turning houses into... Crowley's Homeworks, Houston, Salem, and Mountain Grove. And now it's time for some downtown Houston after-hours shout-out. Shout out to Progressive Ozark Bank, 1460 South Sam Houston, phone 967-4196. Pizza Express, 1450 South Sam Houston, phone 967-4473. Donnie Wells Shelter Insurance, 610 South Grand, phone 967-2400. Shout out to our friends at DNL Flores, 1468 South Sam Houston, phone 967-3705. Brad Eats, an attorney at law, 112 East Main Street, phone 967-4747. Shout out to the Houston Chamber of Commerce, 501 East Walnut, phone 967-2220. Oakwood Golf Course, 7453 Country Club Lane, phone 967-3968. Atkinson Insurance, 111 West Main Street, phone 967-2600. Martin's Plumbing, 1591 North Highway 63, phone 217-3113. And our friends at Houston Bowl, 610 Highway B, phone 967-3211.
Hi, we're here with Bob Anburn from the Downtown Houston crew with some exciting news.
Now, Bob, I know that you've been working on something really hard. We're all talking about saving the animal shelter. It's one of our, you, Rita, Dave, Laura, myself, all of us have this passion to help them make that animal shelter go.
Yes, we do.
And so one of the things that you've been working on, and why we're shooting this evening, folks, is because Bob has been out working really hard tonight. Tell us what all is going to be happening. We don't have the date yet, but we know what we're going to do.
No, we don't have a date yet, but we have another thing set up for this for this summer for the animal shelter, and it consists of some live entertainment. Some downtown businesses are going to be open.
Stuff you and Dave always do.
Oh yeah, live bands. We'll have the bouncy house out for the kids and everything, and we've got a special little garden that we're bringing back.
We're going to have things that rhyme with the word ear.
Yes.
In the garden
yes.
for the older folks, which is a great thing.
Yes, and it will be set aside away from the children and whatnot, you know.
Yeah, and you know, in a lot of towns worry about that, but you know, in this day and age, folks do the beer gardens a whole lot. And I can tell you by experience, we have no problems with it. It's just adults enjoy that beverage on a hot day.
Right.
And it's something to do. Now, also, what's really good about this is we're giving a portion of the proceeds, is that right, to the animal shelter?
Yes. We are giving 50 cents of every beer we sell to the animal shelter.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Now, one of the things that we've noticed here lately is the animal shelter is a beautiful shelter. They put a lot of money into it. And, you know, Rita, it costs a lot to run it.
It does.
So we're gonna have this whole event down here. We're going to be going around passing the hat and educating people on the shelter. Not only that, but me, you, Rita, Miss Laura, and Dave have a real important job, because soon we're going to have our first ever Save the Shelter telethon.
Yes.
It's called Save Our Shelter, SOS. That's what I've made it.
That sounds great.
Yeah, and so we're going to have that on KOZL. It's going to be on prime time on a Saturday evening, I believe. I'll get you the date. And you're going to have to be on TV the whole time.
Well, I want to thank you all for everything that you've done, especially with this animal shelter thing.
It would not be a town without this animal shelter. And folks, everything you have in your small towns, cherish it. Isn't that right, Bob?
Absolutely. It most certainly is. Everything downtown here has everyone's worked really, really hard last year and this year to bring back, you know, downtown.
And you know, Rita, we talked about Save the Melba, which was one of our passions last season. Well, they're getting that done. They've got a grant, and now it's time to work on the animal shelter, folks. We want to bring back small town Americans. I know it's Dave Klotz's passion, and he kind of drug you into it, and you love it too.
Yeah, they did, and we just donated some theater seats to the Melba Theater.
Awesome deal. That's great. And folks, if you want to donate to any of these causes, you can find Bob at Bob's Barbershop.
Yes, please.
And the number is 217-9719. And you can get your ears lowered and talk to Bob about the great downtown events, because nobody is louder than you and Dave about the events. I know. You guys, well, me and Rita try, and so does Miss Laura. We all try, but you know, you guys beat us to the punch just by simply yelling.
Well, I'm simply maintenance. I'm like a Hall to his Oates, or Oates to his Hall, Garfunkel to his Simon. You know,
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you boys.
He's the guy.
Yeah.
Dave is the guy. He really is.
Folks, make sure and be watching, because we're going to tell you about this date real soon. And Bob, it's great. A beer garden, bouncy house for the kids, live entertainment. Probably going to try to bring in some cars.
And cars and bikes both.
Cars and bikes. We always do. Well, Bob, thank you so much.
Of course, the volunteer fire department. They do such a great job. We love them here.
Oh my gosh! And maybe we'll get the guy with the camera on the helicopter.
That would be great.
Awesome. Folks, make sure and come to our event. We're going to be advertising right here on downtown Houston after hours.
Hop in the car, going to the bar tonight. You got a rig full of friends, club full of bands, alright. No, we're not worried, we tell a story just like this. Come and get some if you want some of